all of a sudden he's trying to get a little tough on the border. He came out with a nothing deal, and it reduced it a little bit, like this much. It's insignificant. He wants open borders. He wants our country to either be destroyed or he wants to pick up those people as voters. And I don't think we just can't let it happen. If he wins this election, our country doesn't have a chance, not even a chance, of coming out of this rut. We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
Thank you, President Trump. President Biden?
We're the most admired country in the world. We're the United States of America. There's nothing beyond our capacity. We have the finest military in the history of the world, the finest in the history of the world. No one thinks we're weak. No one wants to screw around with us. Nobody, number one. Number two, the idea that we're talking about worst presidents. I wasn't joking. Look it up or go online. 159 or 58, don't hold me the exact number, presidential historians, they've had meetings and they voted who's the worst president in American history. One through best to worst. They said he was the worst in all of American history. That's a fact. That's not conjecture. He can argue they're wrong, but that's what they voted. The idea that he is doing anything to deal with child care, he did for virtually nothing to child care. We should significantly increase the child care tax credit. We should significantly increase the availability of women and men or single parents to be able to go back to work, and we should encourage businesses to have.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, the question was about what would you do to make child care more affordable, if you want to take your minute.
Just so you understand, we have polling, we have other things that they rate him the worst because what he's done is so bad. And they rate me, I'll show you, I will show you, and they rate me one of the best, okay?
Oh, man,
and
who cares?
If
Just
I'm
stick to
given
the dang
another
question,
4 years,
man.
I will be the best. I think I'll be the best. Nobody's ever created an economy like us. Nobody ever cut taxes like us. He's the only one I know. He wants to raise your taxes by 4 times. He wants to raise everybody's taxes by 4 times. He wants the Trump tax cuts to expire. So everybody, including the two of you, are going to pay 4 to 5 times. Nobody ever heard of this before. All my life, I'd grow up and I'd see politicians talking about cutting taxes. When we cut taxes, as I said, we did more business. Apple and all these companies, they were bringing money back into our country. The worst president in history by far, and everybody knows it.
President Biden?
Look, the fact of the matter is that he's dead wrong about, he's increased the tariff, he will increase the taxes on middle-class people. I said I'd never raise a tax on anybody making less than $400,000. I didn't. But this tariff is 10% tariffs. Everything coming in the country, you know what the economists say? That's going to cost the average American $2,500 a year more because they're going to have to pay the difference in food and all the things that are very important. Number two, he's in
What about the
situation
prices
where
right
he
now?
talks about how
Biden
he has not raised.
talking about.
He's somehow helped the middle class. Middle class has been devastated by you. Now you want a new tax cut of $5 trillion over the next 10 years. Which
Stop
is
it. Biden, the gas was higher, lower when Trump was in
of
office.
any president in American history. Number one. Number two, you have not, in fact, made any contact, any progress with China. We are the lowest trade deficit with China since 2010.
Thank you, President Biden.
You lost.
Thank you, President Biden. Let's discuss an epidemic impacting millions of Americans that both of you have made a top priority in your first term, the opioid crisis. And for both of you, the number of overdose deaths in this country has gone up. Under your term, it went up. Under your term, it has gone up. Former President Trump, despite the efforts that both of you have made, more than 100,000 Americans are dying from overdoses every year, primarily from fentanyl and other opioids. What will you do to help Americans right now in the throes of addiction who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
To finish up, we now have the largest deficit in the history of our country under this guy. We have the largest deficit with China. He gets paid by China. He's a Manchurian candidate. He gets money from China. So I think he's afraid to deal with them or something. But do you notice he never took out my tariffs because we bring in so much money with the tariffs that I imposed on China. He never took them away. He can't because it's too much money. It's tremendous. And we saved our steel industries and there was more to come, but he hasn't done that. But he hasn't cut the tariffs because he can't, because it's too much money. But he's got the largest deficit in the history of our country, and he's got the worst the worst situation with China. China's going to own us if you keep allowing them to do what they're doing to us as a country. They are killing us as a country, Joe, and you can't let that happen. You're destroying our country.
So, President Trump, you have 67 seconds left. The question was, what are you going to do to help Americans in the throes of addiction right now who are struggling to get the treatment they need?
Jake, we were doing very well at addiction until the COVID came along. We had the 2.5, almost 3 years of like nobody's ever had before, any country in every way. And then we had to get tough. And it was the drugs pouring across the border it started to increase. We got great equipment.
They landed in
the
Georgetown County.
It's the most incredible thing that you've ever seen, the way they can spot it. We did a lot. And we were getting very low numbers, very, very low numbers. Then he came along. The numbers, have you seen the numbers now? It's not only the 18 million people that I believe is even low because the gotaways, they don't even talk about gotaways. But the numbers of the amount of drugs and human trafficking.
What are you going to do about the addiction,
coming
man?
Across our border. The worst thing I've ever seen at numbers that nobody's ever seen under him because the border's so bad. But the number of drugs coming across our border now is the largest we've ever had by far.
President Trump, thank you. President Biden?
Fentanyl and the byproducts of fentanyl went down for a while. And I wanted to make sure we use the machinery that can detect fentanyl, these big machines that roll over everything that comes across the border. And it costs a lot of money. That was part of this deal we put together, this bipartisan deal. More fentanyl machines, more be able to detect drugs, more numbers of agents, more numbers of all the people at the border. And when we had that deal done, he called his Republican colleagues, said, don't do it. It's going to hurt me politically. No, he never argued it's not a good bill. It's a really good bill. We need those machines. We need those machines. And we're coming down very hard in every country in Asia in terms of precursors for fentanyl. And Mexico is working with us to make sure.
How you coming down hard in Asia? What are you doing in Asia?
We need those machines.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, and again, the question is about Americans in the throes of addiction right now, struggling to get the treatment.
Trump, you got to answer the question.
Because this does pertain to it. He ended Remain in Mexico. He ended catch and release. I made it catch and release in Mexico, not catch and release here. We had so many things that we had done, hard negotiations with Mexico, and I got it all for nothing. It's just like when you have a hostage. We always pay $6 billion for a hostage. Every time we say a hostage. Now we have a hostage, a Wall Street Journal reporter. I think a good guy. And he's over there because Putin is laughing at this guy, probably asking for billions of dollars for the reporter. I will have him out very quickly as soon as I take office. Before I take office, I said by literally as soon as I win the election, I will have that reporter out. He should have had him out a long time ago, but Putin's probably asking for billions and billions of dollars because this guy pays it every time.
How are you going to do this?
2 cases, we paid $6 billion for 5 people.
You're saying if you win the election,
58 people out, and I paid essentially nothing.
Dry on.
Thank you, President Trump.
Let's turn to concerns that voters have about each of you. President Biden, you would be 86 at the end of your second term. How do you address concerns about your capability to handle the toughest job in the world well into your 80s?
Well, first of all, I spent half my career being criticized being the youngest person in politics. I was the second youngest person ever elected to the United States Senate.
Ain't got nothing to do with
now I'm the oldest.
old man.
This guy's 3 years younger and a lot less competent. I think that just look at the record. Look at what I've done. Look how I've turned around the horrible situation he left me. As I said, 50 million new jobs, 800,000 manufacturing jobs, more investment in America, over billions of dollars in private investment in enterprises that we are growing. By the way, we brought an awful lot of people. The whole idea of computer chips, we used to have 40% of the market. We invented those chips and we lost it because he was sending people to find the cheapest jobs overseas and then bring home a product. So I went to South Korea. I convinced Samsung to invest billions of dollars here in the United States. And guess what? Those fabs, they call them, to build these chips, those fabs pay over $100,000. You don't need a college degree.
It's way past Biden bedtime.
$40 billion already being invested and being built right now in the United States, creating significant jobs for Americans from all over the world.
President Biden, you have 40 seconds left. Would you like to add anything?
Yeah, I would. The idea that somehow we are this country. I never heard a president talk like this before. We're the envy of the world. Like, name me a single major country president who wouldn't trade places with the United States for all our problems and all our opportunities. We're the most progressive country in the world in getting things done. We're the strongest country in the world. We're a country in the world who keeps our word, and everybody trusts us. All of our allies and those who he coddles up to, from Kim Jong Un, he sends love letters to, and Putin, etc. They don't want to screw around with us.
Thank you. Former President Trump, to follow up, you would be 82 at the end of your second term. What do you say to voters who have concerns about your capabilities to serve?
Well, I took 2 tests, cognitive tests, I aced them, both of them, as you know. We made it public. He took none. I'd like to see him take one, just one, a real easy one. Like, go through the first 5 questions. He couldn't do it. But I took 2 cognitive tests. I took physical exams every year. And, you know, we knock on wood wherever we may have wood, that I'm in very good health. I just won 2 club championships, not even senior, 2 regular club championships. To do that, you have to be quite smart, and you have to be able to hit the ball a long way. And I do it. He doesn't do it. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. He challenged me to a golf match. He can't hit a ball 50 yards. I think I'm in very good shape. I feel that I'm as in good a shape as I was 25, 30 years ago. Actually, I'm probably a little bit lighter, but I'm in as good a shape as I was years ago. I feel very good. I feel the same. But I was willing to take cognitive tests. And you know what? If I didn't do well, I aced them. Dr. Ronnie Jackson, who's a great guy when he was White House doctor. And then I took another one, a similar one. And one of them said they'd never seen anybody ace them.
Thank you. President Biden?
Trump will go too far.
He is 6'5" and only 223 pounds, or 35 pounds. Well, you said 6'4", 200. Well, anyway, anyway, just take a look at what he says he is, and take a look at what he is. Look, I'd be happy to have a driving contest with him. The reason I got my handicap, which when I was vice president, down to a 6.
We're talking about golf right now. The president.
By the way, I told you before, I'm happy to play golf if you carry your own bag. Think you can do it?
That's the biggest lie. He's a 6 handicap of all.
I was an 8 handicap.
Yeah.
8.
Never.
Oh,
you know how many?
I know you swing. I know you swing.
Hey, let's
not act like children.
President Trump, we're going to turn
Let's not act like children.
to a specific concern that voters have about you. Will you pledge tonight that once all legal challenges have been exhausted, that you will accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins, and you will say right now that political violence in any form is unacceptable?
Well, I shouldn't have to say that, but of course I believe that. It's totally unacceptable. And if you would see my statements that I made on Twitter at the time, and also my statement that I made in the Rose Garden, you would say it's one of the strongest statements you've ever seen. In addition to the speech I made in front of, I believe, the largest crowd I've ever spoken to. And I will tell you, nobody ever talks about that. They talk about a relatively small number of people that went to the Capitol, and in many cases were ushered in by the police. And as Nancy Pelosi said, it was her responsibility, not mine. She said that loud and clear. But the answer is, if the election is fair, free, and I want that more than anybody. And I'll tell you something. I wish he was a great president, because I wouldn't be here right now. I'd be at one of my many places enjoying myself. I wouldn't be under indictment because I wouldn't have been his political opponent, because he indicted me because I was his opponent. I wish he was a great president. I would rather have that. I wouldn't be here. I might be here. The only reason I'm here is he's so bad as a president that I'm going to make America great again. We're going to make America great again. We're a failing nation right now. We're a seriously failing nation. And we're a failing nation because of him. His policies are so bad. His military policies are insane. They're insane. These are wars that will never end with him. He will drive us into World War III, and we're closer to World War III than anybody can imagine. We are very, very close to World War III, and he's driving us there. And Kim Jong-un and President Xi of China, Kim Jong-un of North Korea, all of these, Putin, they don't respect him. They don't fear him. They have nothing going with this gentleman, and he's going to drive us into World War III.
You want a World War III? let him follow and win, and let Putin say, do what you want, NATO. Just do what you want. There's a thing called Article 5. An attack on one is attack on all, and required response. The idea, I can't think of a single major leader in the world who wouldn't trade places with the job I've done and what they've done. Because we are a powerful nation. We have wonderful people. It's because of the people, not me. It's because of the American people. They're capable of anything, and they step up when they're needed. And right now, we're needed. We're needed to protect the world because our own safety is at stake. And again, we want to have.
He didn't have his drugs time right tonight because now he's running off. He's rambling. It seems like whatever they got him on
and other places along that border. Then you have a war.
President Trump, as I come back to you for a follow-up, the question was, will you accept the results of this election, regardless of who wins?
Just to finish what he said, if I might, Russia, they took a lot of land from Bush. They took a lot of land from Obama and Biden. They took no land, nothing from Trump, nothing. He knew not to do it. He's not going to play games with me. He knew that. I got along with him very well, but he knew not to play games. He took nothing from me. But now he's going to take the whole thing from this man right here. That's a war that should have never started. It would have never started ever with me. And he's going to take Ukraine. And, you know, you asked me a question before, would you do this? He's got us in such a bad position right now with Ukraine and Russia, because Ukraine's not winning that war. He said, I will never settle until such time. They're running out of people. They're running out of soldiers. They've lost so many people. It's so sad. They've lost many people, and they lost those gorgeous cities with the golden domes that are 1,000 years old, all because of him and stupid decisions. Russia would have never attacked if I were president.
The question was, will you accept the results of the election, regardless of who wins? Yes or no, please.
If it's a fair and legal and good election, absolutely. I would have much rather accepted these. But the fraud and everything else was ridiculous. If you want, we'll have a news conference on it in a week, or we'll have another one of these in a week. But I will absolutely, there's nothing I'd rather do. It would be much easier for me to do that than I'm running again. I wasn't really going to run until I saw the horrible job he did. He's destroying our country. I would be very happy to be someplace else, in a nice nation someplace. And again, no indictments, no political opponent stuff, because it's the only way he thinks he can win. But unfortunately, it's driven up my numbers and driven them up to a very high level because the people understand it.
Let's see what your numbers are when this election is over. Let's see. You're a whiner. When you lost the first time, you continued, you appealed and appealed to courts all across the country. Not one single court in America said any of your claims had any merit, state or local, none. Continue to provoke this lie about somehow there's all this misrepresentation, all this stealing. There is no evidence of that at all. And I tell you what, I doubt whether you'll accept it because you're such a whiner. The idea, if you lose again, you accepting anything, you can't stand the loss. Something snapped in you when you lost the last time.
We'll be right back with more from the CNN presidential debate, live from Georgia.
And we are live right here in the Welcome to Interested Podcast Studios, listening to the debate between President Biden and Donald J. Trump. The debate that they come in at, so I might like watch from the top. But again, it seems like Biden's drugs are starting to kick in at this point. Again, I'm just gonna watch, and then we'll come back and do a breakdown, I guess, do an analysis. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on this because this is not important. Just doesn't reach on the importance. I own things that are important to me. What is important to me is that I am going to schedule. I was supposed to have supposed to do a the other day with Councilman Torrance Wilson out of Williamsburg County. I didn't get back to him. My schedule kind of took some turns because it just kind of took some turns. But anyway, we're going to get back together. We're going to start talking about politics in Williamsburg County. He's a sitting councilman, and we're going to talk about, we're going to discuss the budget that the county recently, and it's going to give me a chance to do some research and figure out exactly what is going on in Williamsburg County. And we'll be able to share that with you right here on the podcast. I really look forward to doing that podcast because I've been bringing up Mr. Wilson a lot. Again, he's something, and I came up with covering an event that he was having, and ended up learning, exactly what one of the capabilities of a county councilman is. And I just look forward to having another extended debate with him. We talked about it before. I'm going to share that video from the last time he and I had a conversation on our Welcome to Nation podcast. But he'll be back he'll be back on here real soon. Again, tomorrow I'm going to set up a date with him. We're going to do this thing. But yeah, we're watching the debate. I guess the first of I don't know how many debates. In comments, tell me what you think about this debate to this point right now. Do you think Trump's doing good? Do you think Biden's doing good? Do you think both of them doing bad? But no. And I am going to tell you this, that we are getting ready for the annual event that takes place every 4th of July. And that is the 4th of July Parade and Festival in Bloomingville, South Carolina. That it's always a big thing. Get to see a lot of family. It's a meeting place for people all over Williamsburg County, from all different parts of the county. It's crazy how many people have a connection to the Bloomingville community, and it's always some kind of story. My mama used to bring me here. My mama used to work with somebody here, or my daddy used to work from over here, or something like that. But it's a special place during this time of year, always, but especially during 4th of July, because it's one of the longest running 4th of July festivals around. Let me find some. I was sent over some information. Can I get that here real fast? Yes, second. Yeah, second. Yeah. Check. Oh, they're back on real fast. Check them out.
Senior, no matter how much prescription they need. You know what that did? That reduced the federal debt by $160 billion over 10 years because the government doesn't have to pay the exorbitant prices. I'm going to make that available to every senior all along. It's happening now, and everybody in America. He wants to get rid of that. I'm going to make sure that we have child care. We're going to significantly increase the credits people have for child care. I'm going to make sure we do something about what we're doing on lead pipes and all the things that are causing health problems for people across the country. We're going to continue to fight to bring down inflation and give people a break.
Thank you, President Biden. President Trump, you now have 2 minutes for your closing statement.
Like so many politicians, this man is just a complainer. He said, we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to get rid of this tax, that tax, but he doesn't do anything. He doesn't do all he does is make our country unsafe by allowing millions and millions of people to pour in. Our military doesn't respect him. We look like fools in Afghanistan. We didn't stop Israel. It was such a horrible thing that would have never happened. It should have never happened. Iran was broke. Anybody that did business with Iran, including China, they couldn't do business with the United States. They all passed. Iran was broke. They had no money for Hamas or Hezbollah, for terror, no money whatsoever. Again, Ukraine should have never happened. He told this up, but he didn't do it. For 3.5 years, we're living in hell. We have the Palestinians and we have everybody else rioting all over the place. You talk about Charlottesville. Because they don't respect you, and they have to respect their president, and they don't respect you throughout the world. What we did was incredible. We rebuilt the military. We got the largest tax cut in history, the largest regulation cut in history. The reason he's got jobs is because I cut the regulations that gave jobs, but he's putting a lot of those regulations back on. All of the things that we've done, nobody's never seen anything like, even from a medical standpoint, right to try. Well, we can try, been trying to, you can go and you can get something. You sign a document. They've been trying to get it for 42 years. But you know what we did for the military was incredible. Choice for our soldiers, where our soldiers, instead of waiting for 3 months to see a doctor, can go out and get themselves fixed up and readied up and take care of themselves, and they're living. And that's why I had the highest approval rating in the history of the VA. So all of these things, we're in a failing nation, but it's not going to be failing anymore. We're going to make it great again.
Thank you, former President Trump, President Biden. Stay with us because we have full analysis of this debate. Anderson.
I wish I would sit around listening to Anderson Cooper talk about anything. There it is. They just had a debate. And in the meantime, again, I was just telling you about this. It's going down in Bloomingville for the 4th of July. And I think I'll have somebody else to help me tell it a little bit more. Here we go. All right.
Woo, your boy live life. Listen, man, we bring it out every year. Y'all know it going down. 4th of July, man, the hottest spot in the state of South Carolina, man. Is what? Bloomingville, South Carolina, man. The place of peace, love, community love, man. We love. Yo, Mika, talk to him real quick.
July 4th, 2024, Thursday, we'll be hosting our annual parade and picnic here in the community. We invite everybody throughout Waynesburg County, Georgetown County, Lake City, everywhere. Just come out and join us. Bring your ATVs, your cars, your trucks, bring everything with you. Just come out and be the parade. It's a fundraiser for our community, so we're asking $5 per person. It's to help improve our community center. We hope to see you there.
Yes, sir. Y'all know it is Bloomingville, South Carolina, man. Yeah. Yes, sir. Woo, yes, your boy live life. Listen, man, we bring it out every year. Y'all know it going down. 4th of July, man, the hottest spot in the state of South Carolina, man. Is what? Bloomingville, South Carolina, man. The place of peace, love, community love, man. We love. Yo, Mika, talk to him real quick.
July.
Woo, yes, your boy live life. Listen, man, we bring it out every year. Y'all know it going down. 4th of July, man, the hottest spot in the state of South Carolina, man. Is what? Bloomingville, South Carolina, man. The place of peace, love, community love, man. We love. Yo, Mika, talk to him real quick.
July 4th, 2024, Thursday, we'll be hosting our annual parade and picnic here in the community. We invite everybody throughout Waynesburg County, Georgetown County, Lake City, everywhere. Just come out and join us. Bring your ATVs, your cars, your trucks, bring everything with you. Just come out and be the parade. It's a fundraiser for our community, so we're asking $5 per person. It's to help improve our community center. We hope to see you there.
Yes, sir. Y'all know it is Bloomingville, South Carolina, man.
No doubt. Bloomingville, the place of love, peace, and tranquility.
Woo, yes, your boy live life. Listen, man, we bring it out every year. Y'all know it going down. 4th of July, man, the hottest spot in the state of South Carolina, man. Is what? Bloomingville, South Carolina, man. The place of peace, love, community love, man. We love. Yo, Mika, talk to him real quick.
July 4th, 2024, Thursday, we'll be hosting our annual parade and and picnic here in the community. We invite everybody throughout Waynesburg County, Georgetown County, Lake City, everywhere. Just come out and join us. Bring your ATVs, your cars, your trucks, bring everything with you. Just come on, be the parade. It's a fundraiser for our community, so we're asking $5 per person. It's to help improve our community center. We hope to see you there.
Yes, sir. Y'all know it is Bloomingville, South Carolina, man. Yeah. You pause. Yes, sir. And don't forget, man, we got one of the. Woo! Yes, sir, your boy live life.
There it is. How did I do right there? With that commercial right there? Did I do? I'm gonna hook that up. I'm gonna put some other stuff with that and work on that. But we just had to get it up there right now for ya. For ya. They go Andrews. They support Biden Harris. Right there. This was historic right here, man. This was the first in the nation tourist stop, and it took place right here in Andrews, South Carolina. And I covered it. Yeah, proud to say that. Absolutely. Absolutely. There goes some of our finer citizens of Andrews, South Carolina. Mr. Booby, Mr. and Mr. Booby Mays right there. And you got just some other pictures right there. Biden Harris. I may not support that, but I was there. There's the famous senator from Alabama right there. And it all took place right there at the gazebo, the gazebo. And you see Mr. Marsh there in the middle holding the sign. Mr. Johnson, NAACP members right there. And what we got there? That was a basketball game. It was packed at that game. I didn't even make it to that game. Somebody sent me that picture. There go Bob, Big Money Bob. Big Money Bob is what they call him. They don't call him that. I call him that. Let's just call it what it is there. But hey, Jay, check this out. What's going on? It's not showing my commercial. Why are you not showing my commercial? Oh, that's why. Sorry.
Welcome to Clean Feed, your gateway to elevated online events, specializing in multi-camera live streaming production. We redefine online content with superior quality. Elevate your online events with Clean Feed and stand out in a world of high-quality production. Join us for a seamless blend of technology and creativity. Clean Feed, high-quality streaming.
Are you tired of pesky bed bugs ruining your nights? Say goodbye to those annoying bugs with our effective and safe bed bug heat treatment. Our service is fast, reliable, and ECO-friendly. With our treatment, you'll be able to sleep peacefully without worrying about those pesky bugs anymore. Don't suffer through another night of uncomfortable sleep. Book your appointment now and get ready to say hello to a better.
Hey man, I'm on my way to the finest place for everyone to play, where the drinks are cool if the sun is hot, at the Murrells Inlet Marsh Walk.
Enjoy spectacular waterfront dining and live music with breathtaking saltwater marsh views at the Murrells Inlet Marsh Walk. Marsh Walk, where the view, the music, and the fun are always free. Marsh Walk, Highway 17 Business, Waterfront, Murrells Inlet.
The Murrells Inlet Marsh Walk. Hey, listen, man, we're going to have a community flea market starting, and this is going to be every Saturday, starting July 6th is the date that I have here. I'll be running around the community this weekend, letting people know to get ready, pull out some of your the items that you don't mind parting with, or it's a good time to clean out some area, make a couple bucks at the same time, and then meet some people in the community. But this is going to take place Jones Avenue Park. Again, there will be some information out tomorrow about this. It's a community yard sale. I said flea market, but it's a community yard sale. And we're looking at starting, yard sales start early. So we're going to be starting this early in the morning, 7 o'clock type deal. Then we're running about 3, give people a chance to get up. But I think it's going to be good. Jones, J.J. Shaw Park, which is located on the corner of Jones Avenue and Privet Street. Community yard sale starting Saturday, July 6th. More information to come. Anyway, I'm out. Peace.